Welcome to Houston Newsmakers Extra. We're talking with Maisha Coulter from ABDA and Emily Dawn Whitehurst from the Houston Area Women's Center. We were talking about the ways that the optimism that you were talking about, Emily, in terms about making a difference going forward there. Talk about the ways. I don't want to get it from both of your perspectives, but Emily, start first about how your organizations work together as partners in trying to solve some of these issues.
Well, ABDA is such a great partner to the Houston Area Women's Center, primarily on the legal needs of our clients. And I think it's helpful to talk, concretely for people. So, for example, if we have a client that has called us on our hotline and we've done a danger assessment and we acknowledge they are in danger and they need a safe place to go, and so they're then in our shelter, but they are dealing with custody issues. They have credit concerns because their abuser has what we call financial abuse, helped destroy their credit, so they can't get permanent housing. They may need a divorce. They may have custody concerns. There's a whole range of legal issues that they may be facing, and that's where we would work with ABDA, so that a person's journey is not just an emotional healing from trauma. It's not just about getting safety, but it's about rebuilding their life. And you would be amazed at how many legal barriers people face. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about when I'm talking about policies that prevent people from rebuilding their lives and inadvertently or potentially intentionally blame the victims instead of shifting the accountability either to the perpetrator or collectively. Because what we know is that when people are working hard to establish independent lives and they continue to face barriers, sometimes and tragically the rational choice is to go back. And then we hear these statistics where people just go back. And so then we think, well, there's nothing you can do. Well, there's actually a lot we can do if we remove those legal barriers, if we remove the financial barriers so that people can actually live independently. Now, another example would be if there's a huge disparity in wages for women, or especially for women of color, then how do you expect women and women of color to establish independent lives free of their abuser? That's a policy question. It's not about an individual's behavior. It's not really even about the perpetrator's behavior. It's about a collective responsibility to make sure that there is equity so that when somebody is trying to achieve financial and emotional independence, they can do so. Thank you.
So, Maisha, when you are working with an organization like Houston Area Women's Center, there's a tremendous burden on you for what you can provide for your clients, because a lot of times, as she articulated, legal help may be the difference between them feeling safe or not safe.
Absolutely. Yeah, the first thing that we try to eliminate is the cost for services. We do not charge anybody to get the legal help that we provide. So everyone who comes in the door who's eligible for services is going to get an attorney at no charge to them. That's the first thing. And then we have the wherewithal to go in and navigate the legal system in a way that effectively tries to eliminate some of the barriers and obstacles that would keep them from returning to their abuser. So when you're going in for a divorce and you have children in common with an abuser, we're asking for primary custody for those people who are fleeing those circumstances. We are asking that the court give them the relief that they are necessarily allowed to have. So child support relief, primary custody of the children. Sometimes we're asking that visitation be monitored so that we can keep the children safe during the time that they are leaving the abusive circumstance. Because oftentimes when a person is actually leaving, that is the most lethal period of time in the entirety of their relationship. So as trauma-informed attorneys, we recognize this and we do everything we can to circumvent some of the things that would allow them to continue to have to face obstacles and challenges that would not give them the opportunity to break free and remain free. So getting that child support, getting rights to community assets that would be theirs to acquire a house or access to a 401k. Those things are life-changing. They make a substantial difference, and they go a long way to serve that victim in being a survivor and being able to thrive in her new circumstance.
What's the process somebody should follow if they think they might need your services? Maisha first.
So the first thing that they can do is call our main number. That's 713-224-9911. It will automatically reach a advocate, and that's the person who would assess their particular circumstances. We also provide safety planning and recourse. We go back and forth with the Houston Area Women's Center, as well as other sister organizations that meet the needs of victims. So if they are in a need for housing, that's a great alliance that we have with HAWK. If they need counseling, both of our organizations provide actual trauma counseling to individuals so that they can help to sort out some of the mental health aspects of the situation they're facing. We also try to address food insecurity, job loss, pursuing new work, trying to get daycare, things of that nature that, again, help to address the whole life circumstance of the victim so that they make the choice to leave, and then they have less and less barriers and things that would intervene and stop them from keeping going forward and moving into a successful circumstance.
Emily, what would you tell someone?
Yeah, I think the one thing I do want to make sure people know is that there are resources available, and there's quite a bit of resources available right now. We've been able to support our clients with cash on hand for them to pay their bills at their discretion, and we believe that clients, survivors know best. So thanks to the CARES Act, we've been able to make available funds so that people can buy their medications, pay their child, get their car repaired. One person bought a refrigerator so that they could get food in their apartment, food gift cards for food and other essential items, diapers. So we're full service agencies. That it's not just about helping you in a crisis. It's about partnering with you on your journey to self reliance and independence. And now's the time. But please call us because, as Maisha said, leaving can be a dangerous time, and so we do want to make sure that we safety plan with you.
And your number?
Our telephone number is 713-528-2121. We also have a chat line if you go to hawc.org, hawk.org.
Good deal. You know, I love talking to you both. This is a passion of mine, making sure that we can provide people information so that they can know what they need to know to be safe, because that's the bottom line. We want people to be safe, take steps to do that. I appreciate you both being able to be a part of this week's show and for this Newsmakers Extra. Thank you for what you do, and good luck as you go forward helping make our community safer. Appreciate you both.
Thanks always, Amber.
Thank you. Newsmakers Extra, share it with everybody you know.